Who is going to win the World Series?
Garcia and the Rangers.
Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall, and the legend grows.
What are you going to tell Garcia when you meet him?
My muscles are bigger than you.
Oh!
The Rangers! Welcome to the World Series on Fox 4.
Your Texas Rangers.
Fox for the championship.
The 2023 World Series moves from North Texas to the desert of Arizona. The Texas Rangers try to continue this incredible postseason success on the road. This team has responded well to adversity. The Rangers will need to bounce back in tonight's Game 3 following a blowout loss at home on Saturday night. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona, on an absolutely ideal night for baseball. And yes, the roof will be open behind us at Chase Field. I'm Mike Ducey along with Sam Gannon. Great to have you along with us for our pregame show here before Game 3 of the World Series. It's a 1-1 series. Huge game tonight, Sam.
Yeah, we got a mariachi band behind us, getting us going and in the rhythm. And yeah, as you mentioned, this series tied 1-1. This is the 100th time a best-of-7 series has been tied after 2 games. 68 of the previous 99 Game 3 winners have gone on to win this series. And I said this before, Mike, but I think for the Rangers, this Game 3 is more pivotal for them to win tonight. You heard from yesterday Diamondbacks rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt. He talked about how important it was for the Diamondbacks to get that Game 2 win. They feel like they have a lot of momentum coming in here tonight to Chase Field, a place where their fan base hasn't witnessed a World Series game in 22 years. So you know that they're going to be fired up.
Yeah, Randy Johnson, Luis Gonzalez will be involved in the first pitch tonight. A couple of the heroes from their World Series championship in 2001. You know, Arizona has largely controlled this series. Take away the Seager homer in the 9th in Game 1, the Adolis homer in the 11th inning. Huge moments. Obviously, Arizona has gotten the better of the Rangers for most of Games 1 and 2. Let's get you set up here for Game 3 tonight. Again, it's 1 game apiece heading into this one. The Rangers were not a great road team during the regular season, about middle of the pack in Major League Baseball, a game under 500. But away from home in the playoffs, they're on fire. More on that in a moment. The team will need to be comfortable tonight, obviously on the road, to avoid going down 2-1. The Rangers lost a lot of tough ball games this year, including 2 in this park in August. But one thing this club has been known for, and has become known for even more in the postseason, their ability to be resilient.
It's always tough to bounce back after a loss, but it's something that is our strength as a team. And you know, we're looking to compete, and there's really nothing you can hold back at this point, right? It is the World Series. And if that doesn't motivate you enough to get up for a game, then I don't know what will. So we have that working for us, and we're going to come out and play Rangers baseball the way we know how.
For the first time in this World Series, the roof will be open, and there was the potential, Sam, of having every game played indoors. Here, both teams have retractable roof stadiums. As we said, perfect conditions. It's 77 degrees tonight, kind of breezy, and I think the ball will probably carry more with the roof open in this thin air.
Yeah,
right?
It's hard to imagine that it wouldn't, Mike. You and I both had a chance to go onto the field. I was in the stands too, and just again, it just feels like a completely different ballpark when that roof is open. But it is the ideal weather, ideal conditions for it. So going to be kind of fun to see that for the first time in this.
Arizona 15-8 with the roof open this year, 27-31 with the roof closed. A little meaningless stat for you to get you prepared for the game tonight.
Let's talk about the pitching, Mike. Let's talk about the Rangers' oldest pitcher ever to pitch in the postseason, which will be 39-year-old Max Scherzer. He will be taking the mound tonight. He will go up against the team that drafted him 17 years ago. Mad Max trying to shake off the rust after missing a month with that shoulder injury. He pitched 4 innings in Game 3 of the ALCS, which the Rangers lost, and 2 2/3 innings in Game 7, which was the series-clinching blowout win. He threw 63 pitches in Game 7. How many can he throw tonight? Scherzer says your guess is as good as his.
That's a number we don't have nailed down to 100%. I don't know what my finishing pitch count number is actually going to be. You know, and I'm still, you know, trying to build back up in that regard. But in terms of throwing throwing 100% effort on a pitch, yeah, I can do that. They're a good team. I understand, see the challenges they present. It's going to be, a grind to be able to go against them. Absolutely respect every, they're playing great baseball. That's what happens when you get this time of year. You got to execute at such a high level. So, I understand the challenge at hand.
Now, Scherzer faced these Diamondbacks once this season as a New York Met. He gave up 4 runs in 6 innings in this ballpark on the 4th of July. 3 guys in the lineup tonight homered off of Scherzer, but he also struck out 9 D-backs batters and got the win in that game.
Arizona counters Scherzer with a rookie, Brandon Pfaadt. The 25-year-old made his major league debut against the Rangers at Globe Life Field in early May. Pfaadt was roughed up in that game, giving up 4 home runs. Arizona would rally to win the game 12-7. Pfaadt has the 2.70 ERA. He's been really good in the postseason. 4 playoff starts. Arizona's won each of those games, including Game 7 in the NLCS. Pfaadt has given up 22 homers in 96 innings in the regular season. Keep that number in mind as you get ready for this game tonight. In terms of the lineups, the Rangers are making a slight change in theirs. Simeon and Seager remain in the 1-2 spots. Adolis Garcia moves up to number 3, and Evan Carter will bat cleanup for the first time as a major leaguer. He's reached base in all 14 of his playoff games. Bruce Bochy opts against having the lefties Seager and Carter go back-to-back. Mitch Garver hits 5th, followed by Heim, Lowe, Young, and Tavares. Diamondbacks go with their same lineup from Game 1 as they prepare to face another right-hander. Carroll, Marte, and Moreno, 1-3. Walker hits cleanup again. Tommy Pham coming off 4 hits in Game 3. Gurriel, Thomas, Longoria, and Perdomo rounded out for Arizona. Back to the pitching, Sam, real quick. And Scherzer will be a huge storyline. You're going to see that on Fox early and often, as long as he's in there. He's not been good in this postseason. Obviously, took the loss in Game 3 of the ALCS, and then started Game 7, but lasted 2 1/3 innings, I believe it was, 2 2/3 maybe, and had to be pulled from the game. But he says he's healthy. Shoulder's fine. Thumb is fine. I'm really anxious to see how he performs tonight.
Yeah, it could be his time to have a huge moment. And we talk a lot about the pitching, Mike, but I think the hitting for the Rangers is also a big point of emphasis tonight. When you go back to Game 2, just 4 hits in that game. Simeon, Seager, and Garcia were a combined 1 of 11. So I think they have to be much better at the top of the order because, again, the Diamondbacks have proved they can also score a lot of runs. They did that in Game 2, putting up 9.
We continue here from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, as our pregame look at Game 3 continues. The Rangers, Sam, will try to do something no other team's done in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Ahead, we'll take a closer look at their surprising success in road games this October. Stay with us. Welcome back to a very special Rangers pregame show. Right now, a live look the inside of Chase Field as both of these teams get ready to go at it in Game 3 of this World Series. And the Rangers are going to try to keep up with the trend, Mike, that's been very unlikely in this postseason.
Yeah, very few teams have managed this in the postseason. This incredible success on the road. Fox 4's Jeff Kolb is inside the ballpark on the field to take a closer look at that trend. Jeff.
Guys, it's a Wizard of Oz remix. There's no place like the road for these Rangers. They can make more history here in Arizona tonight. With a win over the D-backs, the Rangers would have 9 road wins in this postseason. That would be a new MLB all-time record. In fact, right now, Texas is tied with 8 road wins with 2 different teams, one of them being that 2019 Washington Nationals squad that won the World Series with Max Scherzer. Now, there is no clear-cut reason for why this Rangers team, which had a losing record in 81 games during the regular season, has gone undefeated away from Arlington during this run to the World Series. Texas did have that 11-game, 2-week road trip to end the regular season and start the postseason. Maybe that helped. Either way, winning these road games is the reason these Rangers are now 3 wins from their first ever title.
That's unbelievable to win 8 playoff games on the road. We have a good team. You know, we have a team who's, locked in. No matter who's yelling at us in the stands or whatever the case may be, everybody's going to be locked in. We're out there on the field.
It's always a great sign, I think, that, guys are staying focused on the road. Sometimes on the road you do spend more time together. I know you do, and, that can bring a team together and just build that that chemistry you love about a club.
Clutch as the road success has been in baseball, there's no advantage like being home and batting last. We saw that in extra innings in Game 1 with Adolis Garcia. If the Rangers win tonight, it will give them some peace of mind that at the very least they will have a Game 6 back in Arlington. That, of course, is if they don't take care of business here and win the series Wednesday night in Arizona. Much more to come here from the field. Up next on Free For All, I visit the broadcast booth with John Smoltz, who will be calling this Game 3 tonight here on Fox. Guys.
All right now a live look at a very die-hard Texas Rangers fan. Mike, would you do this for Iowa, painting your face? He has his face painted blue with a T on it. I'm not sure you were that die-hard of an Iowa Hawkeyes fan, are you?
If we got to the national championship game, I probably would. So I think I'm safe.
Right. Anyways, fans watching the World Series at home get clear analysis from one of the most successful pitchers in Major League postseason history.
Yeah, Hall of Famer John Smoltz is the lead analyst for Fox MLB coverage. You hear him during these ball games, and Fox 4's Jeff Kolb had a chance to speak with the Hall of Famer moments ago.
All right, John, pretty cool being here in the booth with you. You've pitched in World Series before. You've called many of these. Do you get anxious, butterflies, anything leading into calling a World Series?
No, I still love it, though. It's the best seat in the house. If I'm not playing, I miss the moments. And so getting to see the moments and create them and talk about them and maybe anticipate them, that's really pretty cool because, yes, it's slower up here, but the game at this time, whoever plays it the slowest is going to be the most successful. So that's what I still like about it. And you're going to see things you never usually see, and that's the beauty of postseason baseball.
For Joe Davis, he gets to maybe prepare a game-winning call or something like that. What's your favorite part of the TV side of this?
Just basically looking at how I would pitch each team. When I call a game, I'm trying to give the insights to what might or should or could happen. You don't have to be right, but it's just my experience has led me to think about this cat and mouse game between hitter and pitcher, and then what moments there are and why players either react the way they do, and you understand this is a hard game, so things are going to happen, guys are going to slump, you're going to get streaks and peaks, and you try to manage those as a player as quickly as you can.
Max Scherzer has been fascinating for us to cover since he came over from the Mets. Now we're gluing him back together with cotton balls and super glue. Did you ever do anything like that?
Yeah, you have those moments. I weirdly enough would never try to get my hands ever wet for that reason. You don't want to get blisters. The worst thing in the world is getting a blister or your callus is not as you would like it, because that's really what it's about. He missed all that time, and then when he ramped it back up, his thumb and his fingers just weren't as calloused as you like them to be. And I know it seems trivial, but when you're pitching, you need all facets going your way because of the way and the force that you have to deliver and throw a baseball. So I get it. It's not fun this time of year, and you're going to battle the way you can, and I'm sure he will battle.
Now, he's told me that it won't affect how he pitches. We've seen the velocity has been there, but he said there is pain involved. Mechanically, mentally, how can that affect your pitching?
Well, and that's the thing. I dislocated my finger thinking it's my pinky, no big deal, right? Well, your pinky whips. Every finger whips. And so you're going to get that sting. You're going to get that feeling, but adrenaline takes care of it for 2 or 3 innings. It's really the longer he goes, that's where it will show up. Pitchers we form habits, and we want to have the same habits every single time. When something interrupts it, it affects you a little bit in ways that I guess pitchers know that you don't want to let a hitter know.
I think Rangers fans, when you look at the offense, are nervous right now after seeing how Arizona has dominated these games with their small ball, and you think about how the bigger base paths, or the bigger bases rather, and the limited throwovers play into that. What can Bruce Bochy and the Rangers do to try and negate or limit the effect of the small ball?
Well, it's really what they've done all year. They take advantage of 2 innings in a game. They score a 4 or 5 spot, 3 spot. They're a momentous offense that thrives on chaos and happening fast. The first thing they've got to do is the top of the lineup's got to get going a little bit. And everyone knows it. Simeon has not had his prototypical year that he had in the regular season, but they are pitching him absolutely perfect. And when you pitch somebody perfect, that's what happens. So if you get on early and create chaos, that's where the Texas Rangers, they can score like that. And what the Diamondbacks did is threw more strikes. They walked them 10 times in game 1, only 1 or 2 times in game 2. That's a big difference.
Finally, my hard-hitting question, is the song Higher by Creed stuck in your head now?
Yeah, I love it. I think moments like that are always cool when they become organic. I think of San Francisco and Steve Perry and their song with Journey. So those are cool things to kind of set in when you know you're at a place and there's a theme and there's a momentum that plays with it.
All right, Jeff and John Smoltz, thanks very much. Ahead, no one in a Rangers uniform has more World Series experience than does Bruce Bochy. Even Arizona's manager is a little bit in awe. We hear from both skippers straight ahead. Welcome back. You know, the thrill of playing in a World Series is not reserved just for the players.
No, it goes for the managers as well. And Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovullo says he's just a little in awe of the man that he's coaching against in this series, Mr. Bruce Bochy.
It's always an honor for me to be on the same field as him. You know, I met him at home plate after introductions, and he's like, "Hey, Torey, this is awesome. It's pretty cool, isn't it?" And for us to have a minute like that, it was probably matter of fact to him. It meant a lot to me. A, that he knew my name, and B, that we had a moment where we were talking about it being fun.
I've had a chance to manage against him for a while, and he's on top of everything. He does everything well. You look at where they were and the year that they've had, you know, not too unlike us. They had their bumps in the road, but you get them back on track, and like I said, they play a great brand of ball, you know, and I think you have to look at him, at that style of baseball that they play.
Mutual admiration from both of the managers of the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. I just love listening to Torey Lovullo speak yesterday, Mike. You know, he's passionate about his guys. He's like, this is a group that can outpoint you, outjab you. We can run a marathon with you, and we can hit homers in a timely manner if we need to as well.
Yeah, Lovullo and Bochy, two managers whose players just love playing for them because of their respective styles. Present themselves a little differently in a news conference situation, one from the other, but each guy knows how to get his point across. We come back and wrap things up ahead of Game 3 here in Phoenix. We're back after this.
All right, a live look here at Chase Field as we get you ready for Game 3 of the World Series between the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. As we've told you, this series knotted up at 1 game apiece. A critical Game 3 will be played here tonight.
Absolutely. Let's bring Jeff Kolb back in. Final thoughts, Jeff. What are you looking for tonight?
I'm curious to see if Texas can combat Arizona's small ball. I was talking with third base coach Tony Beasley. He told me we have to keep the leadoff runners off the bases, keep the traffic down. They need more like 14 strikeouts from game 1 than the 2 we saw on Saturday night, guys.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. We'll talk to you after the game. Sam, I'm looking forward to seeing what Scherzer can do.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Tonight hasn't been good in his 2 postseason starts. Needs to be better tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if the Rangers bats can get it going as well, since their offense went stagnant pretty much in game 2.